Hello and welcome to another Wednesday vlog. These shorter episodes that air on both YouTube and on the Bracken Outdoors podcast, where we talk about all things business, life and philosophy of being a woodland leader, forest school leader, bushcraft instructor, so on. So today I thought we'd talk a bit about rates and whether to charge an hourly rate or a daily rate. Now this was prompted by a question on one of the Facebook forums. I was asking about going rates for forest school leaders, freelance forest school leaders, and I was also asking whether you should charge by the hour or by the day. Now personally, I do charge by the day, and I think it makes a whole lot more sense because there's a lot that goes on with a forest school session. It's not just simply pitch up and deliver. There's all sorts of planning and preparation that happens before and after the sessions, and you sometimes can't plan ahead for those. So you basically have a fluctuating number of hours into each session. Some sessions it's great, you go straight ahead with it, everything goes well. Another session things are a bit more tricky and you end up taking a bit longer, so on. And I think the right way to when you're on an hourly rate, it often doesn't take into account that extra time, the time not spent on delivery, the time spent on planning, time spent on emails, everything else. On top of that, it's also very difficult to kind of drop stuff at one session and be at another session across the town. It's not like you are on Zoom meetings where you can immediately start a meeting with another client straight after that one. In general, a 2-hour forest school session with preparation, pack down and everything else will take a half day. So charging 2 hours really does not reflect that, and you can't often make up that difference. If you're only being paid for 1 hour, chances are it's still going to take most of the morning. If you are doing a 3 to 4 hour session, you might be able to squeeze in something a little bit later, an after school club or something, but in general it's going to take most of that day. And then that just simplifies everything. So I think it's really worth having a half day rate and a full day rate, or even consider just having a full day rate and just say this is what I charge per day, and then sticking to it. It makes your life a lot more easier as well, because as someone who's earning money to have an income, you probably need to earn a certain amount per day. And an hourly rate just won't take that. Some sessions will be really intense. There'll be a 1 hour session, but you'll have to do tons of planning and preparation and everything else. And there might be others which are really relaxed, campfire chat for 2 hours for a well-being group, and that requires no planning, but you can charge it 2 hours. It just doesn't make sense to have those two costing different amounts. With a flat rate, you can work out exactly how much you need to make every day, and then you charge that. It makes a lot of sense, and it's something that I really do recommend. The exception to the rule would probably be if I was working more of an assistant role. If I was, say, looking at being an assistant on one of another person's sessions, and I was just turning up and doing the session and then leaving and then pretty much clocking in on the way out, clocking in and clocking out, and that was all the extent of my involvement in the sessions. That to me makes more sense for an hourly rate. And that's where you are being more of an employee than a freelancer. As a freelancer, I think half-day rates and full-day rates make a whole lot of sense and really do improve the consistency of things. And so once you've decided whether you want to go for a half-day rate, full-day rate, like I say, I recommend a full-day rate. You can then look at what that rate is going to be. I'll probably mention this quite a few times, but it's a frequent topic that comes up. What is a going rate for a full day or half day of work? And the great answer is it depends. It will change. It will change based on who you have employing you or who's contracting your services. If it's in the third sector and a charity and they've developed a funding bid for this, then they will likely be able to work a large amount into the bid, and you might be talking about 150 to 200 pounds. If you're working for a school, they will have slightly less money, but they may also have a decent budget. So it does depend on the school, the size of the school, and their operating budget with us, but it might be a less amount. And then if you're working directly for a small community organisation, they might not have the budget to pay you very much, and that might charge less. Another factor is your own skills and abilities. If you have a full mental health qualification, everything else, and you're able to work with them almost at a therapeutic level, then that's very different from someone who's just got their forest school qualification and are just starting out. So don't be afraid to start off low, and then increase your prices as your experience and as the level of value you can provide increases. Then you need to look at your very own personal expenses. Like how much money do you need to survive? Like I said, chances are your mortgage, your rent, your bills, food, everything else is a set amount a month, and you need to make enough money to cover that. So if you are not working that into your pricing, then you will not be able to continue running the sessions. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying that you won't have a little bit of a harder time earning a living right at the start as you try and find consistent work and everything, but don't set yourself up to fail in the long term by deciding an arbitrary rate that doesn't meet your needs. Your needs are important in this for a sustainable and long-running business. Otherwise, you'll just go in there, you'll probably burn out or have to get a different job when things don't quite work out. So really think about the costs you need, and then the other number you need to know is the running cost of your business. How much does it cost to manage your insurance, to manage your petrol, to get to and from places, to buy food or marshmallows or campfire treats, to buy and replace equipment and maintain it, to make the payments on the van or whatever. Those are all costs that are individual to you. You might spend more on marketing, you might spend less on marketing. You might spend more on equipment for a particular type of session, you might spend less on others. So you need to know your individual running costs, and then with those kind of two big numbers, the amount that you can charge and the amount that you have to charge, somewhere in the middle you can find your rate. And then work hard to deliver double the value of that rate, and you should be good. So there we go. That's a quick rundown on rates. If you have any feedback on that or any questions about anything at all or comments, you can send me an email at info@brackenoutdoors.com. Leave a message down below, contact me on social media, or otherwise get in touch. I'd love hearing from people listening to these podcasts and videos. But that's all. I've got a whole lot more work to do here on the farm, and it's a frosty morning, so I'm going to need to keep moving. With that, make the most of every day, and I'll see you in the next video.